this was the thing that amazed me as I was getting more into learning more and more, and really realizing just how much our founders did. It really was an eye-opener. And there are, on the centerpieces, some of these bits of history that you see up on that slide. They are there. And just to give you an idea, our fire department, if you look at the fire department plaque, most of those names are our church. You'll recognize all their surnames, and our fire department, any fire department members who are here, when you look at that, it's just amazing to me how intricate we are, and also how much the church was a center of activity. So even in 1930, let's say, we used to share this, as I mentioned, the same train station. When we had this building, like the original church, as I had mentioned the other week, actually ended around there by window number 5. So that, where that truss is there, that's where the original church ended. And the front door was right there. So in this church, the fire department had asked, can we use this church for our county fire convention? And the church said yes, so long as you didn't use the pulpit and you don't smoke. So they did, so they worked together, and we shared sets of dishes with them as well. So it was a very intimate relationship. So I want to move on to our next speaker. And for this one is kind of unusual. I thought, shorts, excuse me. Okay. So our next speaker you're actually going to hear as an audio. And our next speaker is Barbara Wick. Wave, Barbara, you're right here. Wave your hand, Barbara. Barbara Wick has some unique insights. Not only because she grew up on the island, her father actually built the first 2 houses on Brent Beach. It was her grandfather who built the first 2 houses on Brent Beach. And Barbara was a member of the Young People's Group here. And one of the things she noted was they did a lot of music, and she loved the music. There, she also was involved. They did scavenger hunts, beach parties, and moonlight sails. Her friends and her brother's friends, her brother Bill, was friends with Bill Salverda, one of our pastors, as well as Bill Wick, who would later become her husband. So they had some great activities. But Barbara also has some very unique memories relative to World War II. And so I'd like us to advance the slide and hear Barbara.
My grandfather built the first houses in Brant Beach. It had a cellar and then 2 floors above it, and very sturdy, very warm. We had a pipeline heater at that time with coal, and I have a pump that I'm going to give to the Beach Haven Historical Society. It was in this enormous sand dune. And when you play in the ocean, you swallow lots of water. We would come out thirsty, and this old pump had ice cold fresh water. And we used the same cup, and nobody got sick. Nobody used to her clothes all day long in her hydrangeas. Even when I went to high school, there was only one girl in Brant Beach. She was at the north end of Brant Beach, and I was at the south. When we were little, we would push our golf carriages halfway to play with each other. The war came along, and the gas was rationed. Fellows were either enlisting or being drafted. They had key posts. Every so many blocks, there was a key post where they had to phone phone in. And if they didn't phone in, they came to look. And we would hear this little plump, plump, and it would be quiet. There was a fence near us. We would know that they were going to punch a clock.
Our beaches look like a marble cake. German subs were sinking our ships right and left. And when the waves would break, you could see this yellow in it. We had to keep Crisco at our back door to get the oil off of our skin. Our bathing suits were just a mess. It was a good many years before the beach looked clean again. We had the horse patrol. My husband involved in that, the horse patrol. My husband was up in the tower on duty one night, and of course the lights had to be out. He saw this red and green light coming toward. It was a thing. He quit pulling the light, our plane went up like that. The Germans would surface their sub, and they would get them wrapped and row into shore. I was babysitting a doctor's family a few blocks up, and a body washed in. But even if outside it was, the children that I babysat would just had a fish to come in. Before to get light, a German sub went right in the middle of one of our ships. Some of the boys were taking showers, so they came in naked, just covered with oil. It was real.
So I had no idea how real and how close this war felt to the people who were growing up here on this island. And even in conversation with Claire Laird, she remembered it as a frightening time.